So here's something surprising. I remixed elevator music and it kind of goes unnecessarily hard. So this came about because I love vapor trap and I love making it, and a lot of vaporwave got its start by taking kind of like 80s and 90s stuff and slowing it way down, and then that spiraled out of control. And there's kind of a sterileness, like a sterile nostalgia, like an abandoned mall that accompanies a lot of that kind of music. And so what fits that definition better than elevator music? So what if I flipped it into vapor trap? And this is a quick tangent, but I think it's relevant and also just super interesting. If you don't know who Kevin Macleod is, it doesn't matter because you've probably heard his music if you watch YouTube or any like online video. Because this guy, as far as I know, was one of the first people to make a bunch of freely downloadable royalty-free music. And the only stipulation was that you had to credit him, like in your video description, for instance. And so his stuff has ended up everywhere. And I was like aware of him for a long time, and I kind of knew the lore of Kevin Macleod, but I hadn't realized that he made this too. Like, this was him having a go at elevator music. And there's our sample. So you can hear the time stretching is kind of having a rough go of it, but hopefully in the context of the mix, it sounds passable. So I've pitched down a semitone, and then I have warped it to be at the tempo of my beat. And I've done nothing to it beyond that. No extra chops, not even any effects, just as is. So we pair that with our drums. I was actually so confident that this idea would work that I made the drums first and then just tried the sample with it. And I didn't have to modify anything about the drum pattern I had just done. It just worked together perfectly. So let's get into the drums next. Also, this is fun. I discovered that one of my favorite vapor trap and funk producers has sound packs. And so I went and bought those. I'll link one of them in the description. But now I've just got all these lovely sounds to work with. So there are a lot of my standard kind of production elements at play here. I have sent this kick to a little bit of soft clipper. Makes your drums knock. I've layered this grittier kick under it with a bunch of lows of it cut. And then I've got these two snare layers that I'm either playing together or I'm using this as a little offbeat snare elements. I've got 3 hi-hats going. A little back and forth like that. Plus this used for my hi-hat rolls. This element also, this little kind of jingle bells thing, just doing 4 on the floor in the background. That actually adds a lot to this beat, I think. That really drives it forward. And then beyond that, I'm just bringing in little individual elements as little extra bits of ear candy and percussion to establish that groove, and then this little element at the end, which I'm pretty sure is a triangle, but it kind of works as like a little elevator beep if you don't think about it too hard. Then underneath all that nonsense, fairly simple 808. Just following with what the sample is doing, and I actually ended up pitching stuff around a bit to get the 808 to like be drawn out enough, because as you pitch it up and down, it slows down and speeds up. And I originally had the sample pitched quite a bit lower, but then the 808 was too low. So I pitched the sample high enough to where the 808 would still hit hard and ring out, but not be too long and deep and indistinguishable of a pitch or too short and like stabby. And you'll notice that that sub doesn't have a crazy attack on it because the kick is supplying that, and so they meld together pretty well. Beyond that, a couple of random little bits and pieces. I just raided my splice library looking for one-shots, which I found. I've cut lows on them quite a bit. this little vocal. Got some reverb on it. And this is just like a little piece of a little a cappella rap, most of which is quite bad, with the vocal doubler on it. And that's your track. So just a quick little video today, flipping an unexpected sample, and I think it's actually super fun. If you'd like to see some more flipping of unexpected samples, I've got you covered right here, and I'll be back with a new video in a little bit. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching.